Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
All right, so here we go.
Maybe I'm the weird one.
It's 2022. We don't judge. You do.
No,
what
I
you
don't.
wanna do.
A fan of the show had a shout out for you.
You should just shut your mouth. You're coming off as stupid.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
What up? What up?
Yo.
Welcome to the BAM Sports Show. It is. It's October 28th. Holy cow.
Yeah.
The ghouls and the ghosts will be out to get us. We're gonna have a spooky show tonight. I'm Ryan Kapranik. I'm the host tonight. The host with the most. I got Rick, the dude from Jacksonville.
Not the dude from Jacksonville.
The dude in Jacksonville.
The dude down in Jacksonville. That's right. What's
and then
going on?
Leather Daddy, Danny, down there. Are,
Ew.
The Wax Man.
The wax. Oh, that's yes.
The Wax Man.
That's right.
How you doing today, boys?
We're doing good.
Doing good, man. I'll tell you, it was a scary week. Since last Friday, whenever I did the shitty Cheryl, it was.
I'm so sad I missed that. I was too
That
busy
was
having
rough.
hot sex.
That was rough, man. Oh my God, never again. Hopefully. Never again.
So, what did it taste like? Walk me through it.
Shit.
Oh, all right, just that.
No, honestly, so. A quick recap.
Just Dookie.
Yeah, no, if you guys weren't here, so last week I did a punishment here live on the show for a bet that I lost in fantasy football. Me, Danny, and Blake are in a fantasy league together. We have this thing called the Game of the Week where we kind of highlight a matchup, and then those two people had to make a bet with one another. It's like punishment based, nothing monetary. And I lost by less than a point. So I had to do this recipe or this drink recipe from the 1960s called the Beef Fizz, which consisted of beef broth, ginger ale, and lemon juice. Well, we added a shot of bourbon to it. So much like the Bloody Mary, we named this one the Shitty Cheryl. And the recipe made 6 to 8 servings of this stuff. And I did drink all of it live on YouTube there.
Oh my goodness! Here's the Beef Fizz right here.
Yep, right there.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So who made that and was like perfect?
It said it's from a
lemon juice.
1975 Kitchen Companion drink
75.
guide. Yeah.
75. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what they were. It's just like, yeah. Oh, no, wait. Lemon juice. Now it's perfect.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Ginger. Nope.
Yeah.
Not
No,
yet.
it smelled like if you've ever bought canned dog food, like
have.
wet dog food.
Yeah.
It smelled like that, and it tasted like that smell.
Do you think it would have been better with chicken stock?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Maybe you'll have to try it again when you lose again.
I don't know that it would be better, but maybe less shitty or just perhaps
More
a totally
tolerable.
different- Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
You know who's on the chopping block next week now?
What's that?
What's that?
This guy.
Oh boy.
Oh, you got a bet next week. You have a game of the week next
What's
week.
your bet?
Yeah. One chip challenge.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's
Sweet.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I'm currently losing right now.
So if you have to do it, will you do it next Friday?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Can you
I'll
come?
break-
Actually, can you come on next Tuesday? Because I won't be here Friday.
No, I can't do
Oh.
it Tuesday. I work.
Always,
I work
the
for a
punishment's
living.
always
That's
I will. I
traditional
will
thing,
wake up and just watch for that then before my 24-hour video game stream.
Hopefully,
Oh,
it
my
won't come to
goodness.
that. Hopefully, I
Yeah.
kick ass and make it through, but we'll see.
Waxman, the cape is a lie. How's it going tonight? Thank you for joining in. So we had some football last night, if you want to call it that. Either of you guys watched that game?
I watched most of it.
27
I did not.
Baltimore over the freshly single Thomas Brady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lamar
Giselle actually said oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Lamar Jackson at the end of the game, walking into the tunnel, was holding up a sign that a fan made that says "Pay him now," or
Pay the man or something like that. Yeah, I saw that. That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, starting
But
off,
you know, it's kind of crazy though, because like, so obviously the Ravens, or at least the Ravens offense, like started out the year hot, you know, and Lamar Jackson was kind of lighting the world on fire. But these past few weeks, he hasn't really been as electric. You know, he got the win over Tom Brady, you know, which was good.
it's always got to be a feather in your cap.
Oh, for sure.
You can tell there was an interview I saw earlier this week with the bearded guy. I can't think of his name. Harvard man.
Ryan
Fitzpatrick. Yeah, Fitzmagic. Just about how much he hated Brady and how rewarding it was to get a win against him with the Jets and with the Dolphins.
That's hilarious. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Like 2 division opponents of his at one point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's actually pretty funny.
So
He didn't do it as a
So many
build-up.
teams.
it's been a rough year for old Tom. Do you
Yeah.
think he's regretting coming back?
If that's the
Ah.
reason he's getting a divorce, there could have been some other just BS issues. And he's like, you know what? I'd rather go play football than stay at home with this bitch.
So here's like you have 7 Super Bowl rings, right? He's got 7
Yep.
now.
9 appearances.
9 appearances.
rings.
You're going to go down in history as the GOAT. You're the greatest quarterback that's ever lived. Okay? You're married to a supermodel. You've got beautiful children with a supermodel. Your supermodel wife is actually worth more money than you.
More than twice as much, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
exactly. Why come back? If that was the reasoning, if it was you play football again and I'm going to divorce you,
Which is what we assume, but
that's what we assume. That's what's out there in the ether. But
okay.
Here's
I
my
just-
thing. I'm not saying I agree with, you know, I'm not taking sides here, but just simply making an observation.
Mhm.
So Tom Brady is just like you said, he will go down as the greatest quarterback and perhaps the greatest football player of all time.
I'll
His
even give you that.
career, his career is you could almost argue the single greatest Cinderella story of all time. I mean, he was barely considered to be the starting quarterback when he was in college at Michigan, was almost not drafted, and has gone on to win more Super Bowls than any team in the NFL. And if we know one thing about athletes, Shannon says he had to cut her loose so he could focus. Jeez.
That's a prestigious award for him.
Yeah, that it is. But anyhow, no. So if there's anything that we know about athletes, I am long removed from being any type of competitive athlete. But it is just that they are competitive, and that competitive drive is intoxicating.
I'm
it
sure he
is
wants
the
to shut
very-
people up now that he's 3-5. Like, okay, focus in. Let's fucking turn this ship around, and I'm going to pull another coach to a Super Bowl.
Exactly. But it is the very essence that athletes, you know, by which they live and breathe, is that competitive spirit, right?
Mhm.
And so you couple that with, you know, again, like the guy that is perhaps the single greatest Cinderella story of all time, going from being almost undrafted to being what many will probably call the best football player in history, regardless of position.
They're going to name
Right.
a trophy after him at some point.
Oh, absolutely. And so I'm sure, you know, between just being competitive and having that competitive drive as an athlete and just that high that you get from just the absolute lore of your name, right? I'm sure that has to be
That's got
tough.
power.
right. Like, I'm sure that has to, you know, like I said, be intoxicating for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for especially the fact that, I mean, hell, the guy 2 years ago won a Super Bowl with a team that he just joined. The year after that didn't end up making the Super Bowl, but like I want to say it was like top 2 or maybe even the top 1 in either passing yards and or passing
He
touchdowns.
was,
Like
I think,
that-
fantasy last year. He was the number 1 or number 2 quarterback.
But that's the
Right.
thing. That's when he retired. He
Right.
didn't retire coming off of like, ooh, this is kind of a rocky year. I might better hang it up. Last year he was, looked phenomenal. And
Right.
but you see that a lot though with players or quarterbacks, I should say, where they just hit a year.
They
and
hit
all
a
of sudden,
wall.
like Peyton Manning, all of a sudden you went from having just. I think the year before is like almost exact same story where he was
Mhm.
having one of the best, like top 5 quarterback, years, and then just was one of the worst quarterbacks in football the year after.
You have to wonder if
Right.
that's their body's natural way of saying, like, I'm going to give you one last juice, and then after that, we're done.
We're done.
Like,
Yeah.
this is the end. A little
But I'm
power
sure-
surge.
But there's been
I
a
say
lot
all
of
that-
miscommunication in like the game yesterday.
Yeah.
I was just watching. You just saw guys like with their backs turned with the football getting thrown to them. So
Do you think
could be
that's
Brady too? But I'm
coaching?
assuming it's. Yeah, I mean,
You think so?
has
Yeah.
to have to do a lot with the players also. But who knows how much of that is Brady? We assume that he's not the one making the mistakes. Where he's screaming and yelling at other players. If you're on the bench, you could be like, dude, it's this guy. So
right?
Right.
you always
say all
assume
that
that
just-
it's the receiver.
Yeah. Well, and like I say, I say all that really just simply to say I'm not necessarily saying I agree or disagree with his decision to come back, but rather just that I simply recognize that, again, just having that competitive drive as an athlete, and I'm sure the added intoxication of like knowing you're the GOAT, like you are one of one. There will never be, at least in our lifetime, another player that has the career that Tom Brady's had.
Right.
And I'm sure like just the thought of him walking away from that, especially if he's already having problems at home, then
Mhm.
Gotta go
I'm not
back
saying I
and
agree
stay
with
with
it,
the old ball and chain longer now.
but- right.
You think about we've all had like either like grandparents or even parents. Well, yeah, more parents from nowadays for people our age, who
Yeah.
when they retire after a month or two, they just start going stir crazy and need to do something. And you think about
Listen.
someone like Tom,
Go ahead. Sorry.
well, someone like Tom Brady, who was more religious about his routine in football than any other person. When you just look at his diet,
Mhm.
it's like hasn't eaten a carb in like 20 some years or whatever it is.
That's
Yeah.
It's like just his workout and diet alone is just absolutely nuts. And so it's just, a constant 24/7, 360 days a year lifestyle.
That's all he knows.
Of football. Yeah. So it's Might
it's
be
definitely got to be hard. When my dad retired a few years ago, like that was the worst thing for him
Mhm.
because he just stopped doing stuff and then just deteriorated. And it seems like those are the two ways retirement can go for somebody is you just shut down and away, or you get stir crazy and you start on career 2.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess if anything, like credit in that case to Andrew Luck, like walking away. I know a lot of people
Exactly.
give him shit when he did, but he hung it up when he knew that it was his time.
There's been a lot of players that have done that recently too, younger players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megatron.
Yep.
Yeah. Megatron. That's another good example. But I
That
mean,
was
if
a
there's
little
anything else,
more... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, if there's anything else, like, really to take away from this, you have to feel for their kids. I mean, they were married. I think it was like 13 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They have children together, and then his I forget the lady's name, but the gal that he had a kid with before he married Giselle.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, Bridget something or another. I can't remember her name.
Tom
but
Brady baby mamas.
yeah, but no, you got to feel for the kids. I mean, they've pretty much grown up without their dad for the most part, other than just watching them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from what I can tell. Now, mind you, you can only really judge somebody so much off of their social media. But that said, like, I have no reason, I guess, to believe otherwise, but it seems like, Giselle appears to be a very loving mother. And I'm sure, I mean, for any kids, I mean, speaking as a, coming from a divorced family myself, like I can understand what it's like, kind of being trapped in the middle of that.
It sucks.
So you got to, and then
no matter how wealthy the parents are.
100%, 100%, and then just having, if anything, like having that in your face that like your parents' turmoil is being advertised to the world, I'm sure has to suck.
The most wild thing is, I run my league through the Sleeper app, and Sleeper is really good about sending out updates. And it's usually injury updates. It's usually, a coach has been fired kind of thing. This is the first time I've seen some player's personal life get updated on there. Like Tom and Giselle are hanging, like, wow, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
And, you got to think the kids have to deal with that internally. And then it's like you said, in their face all day long. Yeah.
And you can't, like, and I'm sure, especially like, with the type of money that their parents have, like you have to imagine like their kids have social media right at their fingertips. And so I'm sure they can't open their damn phones without seeing that stuff.
Let's be real, though. They're going to go to some private island that they own where they hunt people because they are the perfect humans. And they don't get reception out there. So they won't even pay attention.
Yeah.
The most dangerous game.
Plus 2 Christmases.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. 2 Christmases.
Hey. Yeah.
That's always a bonus.
And then there was that, I'm not sure, kind of talking on this train of thought, with the whole Tom Brady thing. Did you guys happen to see the interview that I sent in the chat? I forget. I have to look at the name of the podcast, but there was a, let me look at it real quick. It was, oh God, that chat got it was on, the PBD podcast. I'm not super familiar with it, but I just saw it come up my feed on YouTube. And there's a guy, again, I'm not sure his name, but the show is called the PBD podcast. Did an interview with Antonio Brown where the guy, obviously we're all very familiar with all the stuff that AB's been doing, like posting all this stuff, just taking shots at Tom Brady left and right, and getting clicks and, for his shit music and everything.
Patrick Bet David is the guy's name. PBD.
There you go. PBD. Check it out, folks. Not a sponsor of the show, but yeah, look good so far.
Holler at it. Come on our podcast.
Yeah.
But he interviewed Antonio Brown about the stuff that, he's been posting and doing, and just what I thought to be textbook investigative journalism. I thought it was a very, it was blunt. It was direct to the point. But it was also very tactful, but pretty much just kind of laid it on the line. Like, hey man, Tom Brady's had your back. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why are you taking shots at this guy's wife?
It's a fantastic interview. Like, I recommend everybody should go see it. We'll post the link on the socials after the show, just because I don't know how to do that. And I don't want to learn. So I'll make Blake do it. But one of the things, too, in that interview that struck me is just how out of it AB seems.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
CTE.
Like, he seems like he's on something. Like, he's smoked some weed or something. But, like, that's on top of that CBD brand, or not CBD. CTE. CBE, probably. CBD, BBDs, HBCs,
CNNs.
all of those. CNNs.
ADBs for all my AZs out there.
Yeah.
WRSP. Anyways, he needs some help.
He does.
That's just kind of where I lay on there. Like, it's not funny anymore. You get little giggles here and there. I'm like, oh, what's AB doing now? But like,
yeah,
it's sad.
It really is.
You know, it's not sad.
What's that?
We got football coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we do.
We got some college
Ayo.
football tomorrow.
Got
I'm
some
actually
early
gonna
football.
watch my my Illinois boys. Hopefully, go in and beat Nebraska. Sorry, number 17 ranked Illinois boys.
Yeah.
I guess some early football. If you want to wake up in the morning, cook some pancakes, some bacon and eggs, or you want to do the full breakfast, the full English breakfast, where you eat baked beans for whatever fucking reason and terrible looking bacon.
People do that.
Yeah.
Baked beans for breakfast.
Look up a full English breakfast. It's daunting.
Yeah. It's
And
weird.
Just make
It's
some
like
pancakes.
It's like American breakfast, but with like beans on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And like instead of bacon, it's really just ham that they've charred somehow.
Huh.
Denver at Jacksonville. Do you think the 4 hours of airplane calisthenics that Russell Wilson got in on the trip there are going to be enough to get him in the lineup and beat the powerful Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think the best part of that is that it was all during the time where everyone's trying to sleep and get
Dude, you
acclimated
could
to, like,
totally picture that
Yeah.
too, right?
just grunting loudly. Oh, sorry, guys.
If for
Let's
for
ride.
anybody that
Let's
Like,
ride.
touching his
Doing-
toes, bumping his ass into, like,
He's doing
someone's
knee
face.
highs. Let's ride.
I
Let's
swear to God,
ride.
he's the guy who's like, we'll go to the hotel, pull the fire alarm, get the whole team outside at like 3 a.m. All right, we're gonna go do laps around the block.
Let's
Come
find
on,
a hill
team
and
building
sprint up it.
exercise.
so I feel like some context is important here, just in case anybody doesn't know. So the Jaguars and Broncos are playing in London this week. Well, during the 8-hour flight from Denver to London, 4 hours of that time, Russell Wilson, quarterback of the Denver Broncos, decided he was going to work out. Like in the middle of the aisle on the plane, he's like doing high knees and all this other, and stretches, which the stretches, okay, I can kind of get, he had a hamstring injury, wants to stretch it out, didn't want to like sit for 8 hours straight. Fair enough, whatever. Stretches, I can't imagine make all that much noise unless he's just grunting like every
Maybe
stretch.
he farts every time he
Dude,
stretches.
it's impossible to do any kind of work on an airplane without bumping elbow in someone's head.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
kicking
But then
somebody.
this guy's like doing high knees, like up and down the aisle while people were trying to sleep. And oh my God, I'm not even on the team and I want to fight the guy.
What's funny too is that it's not like, from what I understand, I mean, maybe international flights are different, but I assume they're not the only people on the airplane. Like, it's not just.
No, I think it's a
Broncos.
team charter.
You think so? There's not.
I think so.
Like other.
Yeah.
They're
we
not
put
just
that comment
they're
international
not
back?
just flying like American Airlines. So everybody
Well,
get
for
your
international
Southwest
flights,
tickets.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Spirit
Oh.
Airlines.
We will.
Frontier, they got a layover in
Although,
Quebec.
yeah.
Now, can we put that comment back up? I thought that was hilarious. Trade table up, 2, 3, table down, 2.
Oh, but the head coach of the Broncos is actually playing for his plane ticket back home to America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty important. Otherwise, he's going to be the new Ted Lasso, stay there and coach soccer or something.
Or like
You'll
know,
do
like
better here. You're a
you
nice
know those
guy.
what do they call those things? Like those sleds, where it's just like a big like wooden or not wooden, but like
like big metal thing with weights on
steel-
it.
Sounds like a
right.
sled.
But instead, he's like pushing the drink cart up and down the
Hey,
doing
rookie,
sprints
sit,
with the drink cart up and down the aisle.
rookie, sit in front of this. I'm gonna push you.
Anyway, who you guys got that game?
Give me the Jaguars, honestly.
Sure. Right.
Honestly, Travis Etienne, it's his first game as the guy now. I don't think Trevor Lawrence has looked 100% terrible. He hasn't looked great, but
London's
Okay.
their second home anyway, right?
it is.
Basically
it
a home
is.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna say give me the Broncos.
You would
I
think,
think-
right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they still have a good defense, and the Jags are still kind of finding their identity on offense. I think,
Mhm.
and I don't think that. Christian Kirk doesn't scare me when thinking
Right.
about that Patrick Surtain kid. He has been electric. He's been phenomenal. And I don't know. I feel like obviously both Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett are going to be playing to save their asses this game, and the Jaguars defense doesn't really scare me all that much. So,
Do you think Russell starts?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they've
Have they
come out and
announced
said
that?
as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he is. Says full go at least.
So give me the Broncos.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Jacksonville, but I could see the Broncos winning. But give me Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. Give me your favorite team.
No, that was your favorite team.
That's
Remember?
your favorite team. Carolina. Go ahead, Danny.
Oh, I was gonna say after your advocacy for Jacksonville, I think they've become like all of our like number 3 team.
Yeah,
It's like,
we
we
appreciate
got another
that.
team in there, but man, Jacksonville's
They're
at
my
least
two.
top 3, top 5. Yeah, that's
They're
your
my
number
two.
2. Yeah, after just like
They're in
after
your
the whole thing,
backyard.
it's like, God damn, dude, I think I kind of like the Jaguars now.
Yeah, that stadium was a lot of fun. The game was shit, but the stadium, like the people at that stadium I was continually impressed by Jacksonville sports, pro, semi-pro, or otherwise.
It sounds pretty fun. I mean, the more it kind of sucks because it's like a market that's like not great in terms of performance. But when you just think of like, oh yeah, I can go to NFL football game for
Now,
like
how much-
$30.
I was gonna say, how much were the tickets?
Well,
You got them with a discount though, like a Armed
I
Forces
bought them on
discount.
base. So
But still, I mean, I can pull up.
They
Go
still
ahead,
gotta
Danny.
be good because I remember like looking last year for Bengals tickets, and Bengals have like a huge history, and they got a pretty strong fan base, and still find tickets like $50. I mean, they're not like great tickets, but I mean,
we had phenomenal
like-
tickets. I think combined, I spent like for both mine and my wife's tickets combined, it was like $150 or something like that. And
but
you saw the
good
pictures.
seats, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So-
anyway,
Right now, I'm looking it up. Let's say 2 tickets. I can get 2 tickets to the Raiders at Jacksonville Jaguars next Sunday for $41
man, I'm sure those are like the nosebleed seats.
each. Yeah, they're up there, but still, it's like, yeah, $82 to go to a professional sporting event. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a night out of like drinking too much.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like,
no,
that's a
that's
lot of
awesome. This just in, there's one out in the bottom of the 9th, and it's a 5-5 tie in the World Series.
Ooh. Hey, only one person picked Houston to win the World Series
Who's that?
in our group. It was me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope I lose.
I hope
'cause
you're wrong.
my
Yep, me too,
brain
'cause I
my
hate
brain
Houston.
tells me Houston just because they've been better, but man, I want the Phillies to win.
Me too. They're America's team now. I
They
didn't
are.
really care about them before. Now that I'm like, oh god, please Philly,
Nick
do the
Castellanos,
country a favor.
Kyle Schwarber, I love Bryce, Alec Boehm
I
is
like-
fun.
The Cardinals will be able to say we lost to the World Series champs.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the Cubs will say that we actually swept them in the season series. I mean, that's cool too. Carolina at Atlanta. Baker's healthy, but he is now the number 2 to PJ Walker.
It's because he's been playing like a number 2,
He has
and I'm not talking about quarterback.
poop is what he's talking about, guys. The
You're
Brown
number
sound.
2, Mayfield.
Who do you got in that one?
You played for the Browns, number
Oh.
2.
That's tough.
It's fitting.
That one's just what a terrible game.
On ESPN, it says you can get tickets as low as $30 to that one.
I'm sure it's like front row seats too.
Tickets to the Tennessee at Houston game later as low as $15. That's almost worth the plane ride just to get like $30 tickets.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh,
back
man.
to this game.
Who you guys got?
Yeah, I want
You got to go Atlanta just because they just traded McCaffrey away.
Yeah,
That
but
didn't mean
the
shit for them
Panthers
against
just-
Tom Brady.
yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
true.
kind of.
I would love that.
Oh, dude,
I would love that.
yeah, Mariners would be. I would, man. I teared up when the Mariners went to the playoffs last year. It
Yeah,
was
you spent
just-
almost your entire life not being able to see it.
yeah.
Well, your entire life not being able to
Well,
see your team.
I was 12 when they went last time, but yeah, it was.
I mean, almost. That's you can't even remember that far along. That's because you're old and it's been a long time since they made it.
I know. But my baseball team sucks, and I'm old. Like 2 strikes.
No.
Like, ah.
I think Atlanta wins that. You clearly Carolina's tanking, like as they should be.
Yeah.
I'm. God, after that last game with Carolina, and honestly, I didn't see the highlights, but just because I know Tampa Bay isn't great, but yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers.
I think I'm going to go Panthers as well.
Yeah,
Really?
Just because I think Deonta Foreman.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What up, boys?
That's funny.
Hey.
This is the
You know,
clearest
it's-
I've ever seen you on here.
Right?
before.
That's really
Right.
funny.
Uh,
Usually
you're-
just
hey,
got out of the
usually you're
fucking show.
pixelated like
Keith and I are
Japanese
headed to
porn.
See our boy John.
Take
What's going on,
your
man?
phone and turn it this way, you fucking degenerate.
You're a degenerate. Don't you yell at
Jesus
me.
Christ.
Gosh.
You
Y'all, if
savage.
you've never been to a WWE event, you need to go.
Okay, so I'm not a big like wrestling guy. I'm not into WWE. I watched it when I was younger. Never really got into it too much. But dude, the local events, like when there's only like 50 people there or whatever, like in a bar,
There's
that shit
hey,
is so fun. Like if there's
so
a
we're
like,
driving downtown real quick. Here's the new St. Louis Soccer Stadium, Rick.
Nice.
Dude, it looks really cool in person too.
Yeah,
Wow.
look at that, man. Look how
I
cool that
drove-
looks.
I drove
That
by it a
does look
few
dope.
weeks ago and it's sick.
wow.
That does look really cool.
I think the farthest seat from the pitch is like 115 feet or something.
Wow.
Which, if you don't know in soccer, the pitch is the field.
Yeah.
They don't say what things are in soccer.
Man, that was
No.
a fucking blast. Keith and I got really lucky. So next week there's not going to be a live SmackDown. So there was 2 shows tonight, so we got to watch both of those.
That's badass, dude. Did they tell you about it? They're just
Yeah,
like,
it was-
there's like, oh, by the way, this is a double feature. Enjoy.
You get an extra.
yeah, no, it
Thank
literally
you.
like the ticket said like 6:45 to 8:45, and then like it ended, and like people started leaving. They're like, all right, coming up next, we've got this, this, and this, and we are like, what the fuck? And like,
no, we don't.
then they
That's
started
not
changing
true.
stuff and said like Crown Jewel is tomorrow, which is obviously next Saturday. So yeah, Keith was like, holy shit, they're just straight recording next week's episodes. We got to watch 2 episodes.
That's sick.
Nice.
That's badass.
Did you
I'll
get
be
to
right back,
see? Did you get to see 2, like a wrestler do 2 matches?
Who did 2?
Well, I don't know if they did 2 matches. I guess it was the
No, the Usos had a match tonight, and then they have a match. Well, they were supposed to have a match, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But then that got interrupted. This fucking fool, y'all don't drive downtown St. Louis. He's fucking idiots.
Just don't go to downtown St. Louis.
Well,
in general.
so
It's a
yeah, so we
nightmare.
didn't see
Better than
we
St.
didn't see
Louis.
anything twice, but
It's
it was.
very
I mean,
true.
like we saw Ronda Rousey
Almost.
twice because she fought
Oh.
tonight, and she's ringside next week with somebody. So we got to see her twice.
so New Day twice.
Saw the New Day twice. Saw fucking Bray Wyatt, dude. That place went fucking
Erupted.
insane.
Just
It
erupted.
Insane. Yeah, so it
Sounds
was
like
like
a
they
good time,
showed him
man.
on the screen, so last week he did like a behind the like a backstage thing. So they showed him on the screen. We're like, fuck, really? We're gonna get another one of these? And then the whole fucking place went dark and it was like commercial. And I was like, oh, we're gonna get him in person. Like it was cool. It was. I'll send videos and I'll make sure I'll put them on social media. But it was really cool, guys.
Yeah, Shannon says, amen to that. Downtown St. Louis sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So then I had someone that was for I only spilt one beer on Keith.
We're
Sounds
getting
like
had a beer.
solid
I had
night.
another beer.
I was, yeah, poor Keith. He was pissed because his guys lost, and then I jumped up celebrating, and my whole beer went all over him. So,
It's the double
and the
doink.
little kid, there was a little kid behind me in a Hulkamania outfit with a mustache and everything, and it went over him too.
Oof.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
baptism.
Now he smells like a Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, he does. So are we doing picks? Is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Yep, we are talking Carolina and Atlanta right now. I was Danny and I picked Carolina. Ryan's got Atlanta. I
I'm
was just
gonna
saying,
go
I think
Atlanta.
for me,
Games
Huh?
for first place.
Well,
you got
yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have my AirPods in, so if I'm lagging, I apologize.
No, it's all
Oh, you're
good.
good.
Yeah, so for me, I think I've got Carolina. I can see him winning it. Like Deonta Foreman last year filling in for Derrick Henry did a really good job.
He's
I
a good running back, and
he's low
short.
key, and he started to take off. You know, a lot of people don't remember he was drafted by the Texans
Mhm.
and started to kind of break out, but then had a season-ending injury and just kind of faded into obscurity until Derrick Henry, went down last year and performed very well, in his stead. So I think that he's kind of an underrated running back. So I think that I could very easily see the Panthers leaning on him more. And Atlanta's defense is terrible. I don't think that they're going to have to really count on PJ Walker to do a lot. Yeah, they're without Christian McCaffrey, which is, Deonta Foreman is not Christian McCaffrey.
Divisional game,
that
too.
It's a divisional game. I think that he can do enough to that defense that I can see Carolina winning it.
I mean, yeah, I could see him winning it. I just think that the Falcons right now are in a better spot, even though they're both in shit spots.
They are, yeah.
Miami at Detroit. I think we all know who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
The Lions, right?
The Lions.
All right.
Nah, give me the Dolphins.
Mhm.
Right
Yeah.
Tua. You know this.
I know. I need him to do
Yeah.
well for my
The-
fantasy team.
Honestly, this on paper, this might have been a kind of fun matchup to watch, but the Lions are just so hurt right now.
Yeah, they've slid way down a hill, and
Like their defense has sucked all year long. But,
Right.
man, their offense came out firing on all cylinders
Yeah,
this year.
even they were losing a lot, but they were fun to watch early in the year. It's like, okay, their defense is shit, but man, they're scoring like 40 points a game. Hell yeah, this is cool.
The Lions
Yeah.
would be much better if they just let MCDC fucking be their defensive guy. Like,
Yeah.
just one person run fucking Dan Campbell out there, let him play defense.
And get rid of Jared Goff.
Hey, Jared Goff's not had a bad year though for the Lions.
I mean,
True,
it's-
but could
he's
you
good-
imagine
he's
if they had
Jared
a?
Goff.
Could you imagine if they had a better like even a mildly better quarterback?
Like a Matt Stafford.
Yeah, like a Matt Stafford. Yeah.
Have you seen that AT&T commercial with Matthew
Yes.
Stafford?
Yes.
Pizza,
Fucking hilarious. I know
give me the
Ryan knows
Dolphins.
Keith, but guys, say hi to Keith.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Keith.
Hello, sorry.
He's driving. I'm not.
I'm waving at him.
He's driving. I'm drinking.
Oh yeah, Missouri, you can do that. It's a land of heathens.
It is legal in Missouri. I'm not breaking any laws.
That's true.
That's awesome.
Arizona at Minnesota.
Minnesota is such a weird team because we talk about the Giants like, oh, they're 5-1. It's according to the Jets, they're doing a good year. Minnesota's just been quietly racking up wins
Yeah.
and have, I assume, been being elite, but I just haven't heard anything what they're doing. I don't hear about Kirk Cousins or Cook or
You don't
any of that
actually
stuff.
hear too much about Justin Jefferson either.
Yeah, I don't see them on highlights or anything. They're just kind of, oh yeah. I just have to look through my notes and it's like, oh my god, Minnesota's still kicking ass.
It doesn't really matter though, right? Because Call of Duty came out tonight.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get to.
Yeah,
Arizona's also hurt.
that's true.
their season's
I
over.
mean, the one kind of feather in their cap, they do have D Hop back. He is a different. He's a chain
True.
mover for them.
Yeah,
but even so,
Nuts.
but I think that would have been bigger with Hollywood Brown. Losing Hollywood Brown now at the same time, they're kind of back in square one, right?
oh, certainly,
I-
yeah.
Well, they got was it Robinson they got in the trade?
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a big one. I'm not saying it's a
not-
1-for-1
right.
trade, but with
But
Hopkins
it's-
back, in there,
It's
they
a
might
similar
be
archetype.
a net positive. I'm saying.
So
Yeah.
I
obviously
think
much
that-
better if Hollywood Brown's there.
I think that the way that they wanted and they envisioned that offense to run is your two outside receivers at this point would be Hopkins and Robbie Anderson, and you shift Hollywood to your slot receiver just because he's got so much speed, so he can make.
Well,
But
I don't know that
obviously,
I-
it's not going to work.
I
Yeah,
don't know
We
that
got
I
a solid
totally
tight
like,
end
he
too,
was,
though.
he like I think the only reason I think they went out and got Robbie Anderson is like kind of a knee-jerk reaction to Hollywood Brown's injury. But I think it would like their vision was to have Hollywood and DeAndre Hopkins on the outside with Rondell Moore as your slot receiver,
Yeah.
and then
Keith,
Zach
Keith
Ertz.
said that literally 30 seconds before you did, Rick, right next to me.
oh yeah, nice,
Like literally almost verbatim exactly what you said.
right. Well, Keith's a good guy.
Well, yeah, he's a fact checker, baby. Keeps us all
Yes, sir.
fucking honest. Well, keeps Ryan honest.
Yeah.
And me.
No.
But no, I mean, if nothing else, like you're right. He's not a 1-for-1 swap for Hollywood Brown, but it's a similar archetype for that type of receiver. Robbie Anderson's going to be your field stretcher.
Mhm.
Certainly not the field stretcher that Hollywood Brown is, but a field stretcher nonetheless. He does have some speed. But all the same, I'm gonna say give me the Vikings.
That's where I'm at.
But the
Give me
Dortch.
The
Oh, yeah.
Dortch.
The Dortch.
Go.
What a
The-
Dorch.
The Dorch
Who's
is
the-
a lie.
Who's the Cape is a lie? Do we know who that is?
Just they're a good person
Just a
watching
good
our
person
show.
coming on our show. I love it.
Spending their Friday night with a stoner
yeah.
and 3 sports buddies.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool
Thanks
about
for visiting the Cape is a lie. We love you.
We've got
You
two
know what's-
stoners on this show. What are you
you
talking
know what's
about?
really
it?
cool about me
Oh, it's our buddy
being-
Tom.
I was wondering if it was Tom.
Yeah. Hey, Tom.
Timothy.
The nice thing about Blake being on his phone and me being in the captain's chair is I can do this.
Oh, that's
He can't get back in.
Yeah, there ain't shit
Yeah.
I can do there. That's like I
You know,
joined
Tom-
the chat or I joined the stream and I was like, fuck. I'm stuck in purgatory. I can't even add myself to the stream because I'm
I-
not
I-
on my computer.
I wasn't gonna add you because I didn't know like you couldn't do it. And now that I know that, you should record on your
You know-
phone all the time.
I am going to say, Tom, to your point, earlier this year, Greg Dortch actually looked pretty damn good.
He won people fantasy. leagues.
Yeah. He actually looked pretty damn good.
You
You know,
didn't win
so
Ryan
I-
any fantasy games.
No,
Huh?
not in that league.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, but he looked pretty okay. I wouldn't be surprised to see them, kind of at least until Robbie Anderson learns the playbook a little bit more. I wouldn't be surprised to see him and Robbie Anderson splitting time a little bit.
Yeah. Vegas at Nerlens.
Red Rocket starting this game with Jameis being the healthy backup.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That's a
I didn't
bold
hear
move
that.
for a team that wants to win a football game.
yeah.
Yeah.
For that, give me
I mean,
I thought
give me the Raiders.
Is this Kamara's last game as a Saint?
there's a question about that.
Yeah, there's
It could be.
there's some
Who was
wild
trying to
smoke
get
about
him?
that.
Was it
I mean, is
Philadelphia,
is
right?
his shit already packed for Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Mhm.
Oh, what? Who is Philly trying to catch?
Well, they just got Robert Quinn for their defense.
No, they were trying.
Yeah.
There's a running back. I swear it was Kamara.
It could have
But-
been. It could be Kamara. It could be, I think, the kid out in Los Angeles, Cam Akers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him. I think
It's really weird. The
There's
whole
probably-
situation's weird.
I think Cam
Tom
Akers
says he
might.
does not. Tom says he does not believe that this is Kamara's last game as a Saint.
Well, I mean, the deadline is Tuesday, right? So he's
Yep.
got to
Yeah,
get
so
done before Tuesday.
we will find out sooner rather than later.
That's
Hey,
true.
what happened to Madison for the Vikings? Because I remember like at the beginning of the year, he's on the trading block. It's like, okay, yeah, I want to see him start somewhere because he's been, such a stellar.
He's gonna stay.
That's what it sounds like. But
Yeah.
I just thought with like CMC and Kamara and all those guys getting possibly moved around, or like CMC actually moving, I thought Madison would have been picked up by now.
There's interest in him, but I think that the Vikings, they want to keep him around because of Dalvin's shoulder, because he's got that dislocated shoulder earlier in the season.
So
I
that
think he's
shoulder
missed-
injury took him off because I remember at the beginning of the year they're saying like, hey, we want to hear offers for Madison, but that shoulder injury for Cook, you're saying, is probably what kept keeping him there.
And I
I
almost
don't know
wonder,
for
too,
sure, but I'm thinking that could be part of their thinking, because he's a fantastic backup, and when
he is, very
when
much
he's
so.
gone in for Cook, the offense doesn't miss a beat. So
No.
And I almost wonder as well, could some of these other trades be quietly driving Madison's price up?
there could
Maybe.
be.
Like, hey, we know you need, like, kind of like the whole Baker Mayfield situation there for a little bit, where
Will they?
almost a
Won't
reverse
they?
of that, rather, where teams know that the Browns are screwed. Well, in reverse of that, hey, the Vikings know that other teams may be kind of hurting for a running back. And so, especially with all these trades going on, I agree with that 100%.
I do
Tom.
too.
Dearness Johnson,
That's what
that
I was going
kid
to
is
touch
awesome.
on there.
Yeah,
is-
Dearness Johnson is awesome.
So
there's
two
talk
big,
about Hunt getting traded too, though.
right?
And
yeah. So
that
there's
kind of
two
fizzled out
big
also.
names on the still out there for running backs. It's
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt and then David Montgomery. There's still some smoke about them trading David Montgomery from the Bears. And I know that they just traded with the Eagles, but their assistant GM was an assistant over there to Roseman. So I'm wondering if there is potentially another deal cooking.
I'm cool with that. Send him.
Oh, snap. This just in. Shannon reported to us 6-5 Phillies solo home run.
Yeah, fuck the Astros.
Ryan, you've been so proud of me. I started a "Let's Go Phillies" chant.
Oh, sick.
Dude,
I was the only one chanting it, but I started it.
Anyway, no, I agree though, Tom. Dearness Johnson, nobody remembers, or I'm sure very
I
few
do.
people remember
I
last
do.
year.
He got me really far.
Yeah, he so back in the what was it? Was it the AF? Yeah, it was the AFL for like the short time that they were around. He was like by far and away the best player in the AFL. Was a pretty good running back in college, and then last year he had a spot start for the Browns when both Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were hurt, and I started him on a whim. I ended up putting him into my flex over Tim Patrick, like literally seconds before ESPN, locked it up, and it was like that game. Like Case Keenum was starting for the Browns that game.
Jesus.
Dearness Johnson was starting. I just, just threw a Hail Mary at Dearness Johnson against the Broncos with Case Keenum under center, and he ended up doing phenomenal. I forget how much
he got
had
almost
over 100
30.
rushing yards.
I remember
Yeah.
that game because he got me almost 30 in a half PPR league.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. I agree. That would be a very interesting trade.
And Tom also says that a Monty trade would be smart. Khalil Herbert as a starter, and I agree there.
Yep.
I like Monty a lot as a person because I think he's a really good person and a really good ambassador for the team. I'm a diehard Bears fan, been my whole life, and he's one of my favorite Bears just because of how he is in the community.
I'm on 30, so you can just stay here.
So I would hate to see Monty go, but it is a very smart move for the team.
Yep, I agree.
Well-
I'm going to pop off, guys. My phone's going to die. We're getting ready to be at the Halloween party, so I just wanted to pop in, say hi, tell everyone I love you guys.
Bye,
Appreciate
buddy.
you for holding down the fort, Ryan, and the team. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Take it easy, buddy.
See you.
So-
Bye,
Back on
guys.
Tuesday, guys.
Later, dude. I want to jump because we're talking about the Bears a little bit, and I don't know how your list was arranged, but
I was going to
the
get to
Bears.
them later in a minute because
Okay, 'cause
I like that team.
Okay, well, I want to talk about them eventually. So
Let's just get into it now.
Can we get into it? Okay, so
So wait, what were your picks for Vegas and Raiders?
I'm picking the Raiders.
Raiders?
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah.
Raiders. Yep.
Yeah.
So Chicago at Dallas, noon.
Okay, so what I saw with the Bears, their last game looked like they're a complete restructure of how their offense is working. And looking at, the whole NFC, I guess, they're kind of in the hunt right now, right?
Weirdly.
Okay, so I kind of want to see them, do this type of offense one more game to really, like put some money behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're confident going forward with what they're doing, maybe it's not ideal to trade Monty because, that might when you're starting to. I wouldn't say he's a key player, but I mean he's having a sweet backup, and he's not really even a backup. I mean he's more of like a third
1A, 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe you don't want to mess
more
with that
points, fantasy wise than Monty did last week.
Sure, but he's almost like I don't know much this year, but at least like last year, like a Kareem Hunt to Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
where he's like getting a third of the snaps, and is actually like he's not like even I would say like a Madison where he takes a couple snaps and is absolutely the backup if if Cook goes down. He's actually a key role in the offense right now. So maybe it's not in their interest to be, getting rid of players to, think of next season. This might be, be early enough to make an actual run for like a wild card spot.
So I for one am a proponent of like keeping him and re-signing him because I think he's one of those rare running backs that you want to give a second contract to. And it's because he's such a good person for the team. But as Shannon says here, let me get this up on there. They have given up the most sacks. Some of those are on Justin Fields.
Right.
But if you're going to be making trades, like Dallas has recorded most sacks. Yeah. I know you guys are going to be picking the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I need to, but I'm not gonna. I'm fucking rolling Bears all the whole way.
Are you predicting Bears?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going out. Bears.
I think I speak for most, if not all of us in this on this stream and as part of this show. I think we are all Bears fans this week.
Well,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
I do want to go on the record. I don't hate Dallas at all, really. Not that I know it's still a sacrilege. I really don't care too much. I hate like Thanksgiving football with Dallas. I think that pisses me off because it's like it's the Dallas show on Thanksgiving. I think that's bullshit. But I just like I don't really hate them that much, like so many other teams.
It's one of those like you don't hate them, but you really actually don't think about them either.
I don't usually root for them.
Yeah,
typically ever.
I hate
it's not like for me like the Steelers or I don't even hate the Steelers that much anymore. I still hate them, but Green Bay is probably my least favorite team right now.
Yeah, same.
So for you guys. So, but yeah, the Bears have kind of become, I hate to say it, like, Jacksonville over the years, where it's like when they're playing, like, oh, you're the underdog. I hope you do good. I hope you know, yours.
Yeah.
Kind of have like the little, come on,
the Jaguars
buddy.
of the Midwest.
But after the last game,
Shad Khan is from that area. Like he's lived in that area previously. He went to school where the Bears had played when they were building the stadium.
But yeah, anyway, this is like, I think they could be, last week could be a kind of coming out party for their new style of play. So they might have made the adjustment to actually, because they have like 15 designed run, or is it no? It was 10 designed run plays
for the
Justin
quarterback.
Fields
Yeah.
for Justin Fields, right? Versus opposed to running where scrambling and just panicking. So
It seems like they went away from more of the RPO stuff that's becoming popular, and they just like scripted it. Like, hey, Justin, you're going to throw on this one. Hey, you're going to run on this one. Like, these are the plays.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll say this much: the Patriots still have a very respectable defense.
Yeah,
They're not the world beater defense that we've kind of known them to be over the years, but they still have a quality defense.
well, it's
And
a
so-
Bill Belichick defense. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, but I say all that to say, like, as much as it pains me to say, Dallas has one of the best defenses in the league right now.
They do.
So the fact that
Sam-
they were able to come out against
Sam Mustafer is starting as the center. I just checked that as well. So
Ooh.
I'm going to readjust and say I think the Cowboys win, but I want the Bears to.
Yeah.
see, okay,
Hey,
I think
I say all
the
this to
Cowboys are
say-
going to win. Well, I was gonna say, I think the Cowboys are going to win, but I think it's more like a 60-40 now. Where before last week, it's like a 90-10.
Right. It's not as
No.
much of a gimme as it used to
No, I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I think if anything is if last week was indicative of anything moving forward for the Bears, they looked good last week again against a very, very competent defense in their home. Prime time at New England. The fact that they were able to come out and do that to Bill Belichick's defense, I was impressed. So I think that like you said, Danny, I don't think that this is going to necessarily be just the gimme game that everybody suspects that it will be. I know that
Right.
Jason and Blake are going to be chirping at each other that entire game in our fantasy league chat.
It'll be fun.
But yeah, and like Shannon said here, as much as I hate to say it, Kevontae Turpin is a hell of a punt returner. He really is. I mean, the kid was electric for the USFL and has been a steal for the Cowboys ever since.
Yeah.
He really has. That has been, and I think that's been good for them too, as far as their running back rotation goes, because for the past couple of years, it's been mainly Tony Pollard, kind of doing some of the return game stuff, which for our league specifically, for our fantasy league, kind of made Tony Pollard a sneaky fantasy asset because our league rewards
Right.
both the defense and the individual player for punt and kick return yards.
Oh, nice.
So Tony Pollard in our league was like kind of a sneaky player. He was like kind of a sneaky RB2.
I did that with ours as well for the punt and kick return stuff. And so and it's an independent defensive player league. And so,
Yeah.
a lot of cornerbacks and stuff. So I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, and Tom, I definitely want to come back to that comment of yours. I promise I got something for you.
Which one?
But Pete Carroll's defense. I'll talk about
We'll
the Seahawks
get to that when
defense
we
whenever
get to
that.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, I don't think it's quite the gimme game that we all, probably on paper thought it was going to be. I'm still going to say the Cowboys win this one, but definitely going to be rooting for the Bears.
Yeah.
That's all I can
Yep.
hope for. They're really America's team right now.
It's kind of funny. Before we started the season,
This week
started, I didn't
against
give
the-
two sh-
The
Oh yeah,
Cowboys. Yeah, this week.
yeah.
Every team that plays them is America's team.
Agreed.
Right. I didn't
Um,
give two shits about the Bears until like the season started. Now it's like, okay, come on, Bears. All right.
come on board.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
get better.
Bear down. Yeah.
Bear down.
Yeah.
You don't have to
couple-
shut up, Tom.
Couple of other noon games. We're actually running pretty long on this one. You get an extended BAM Sports Show.
Hey.
Listen, on my old podcast, I tried to stick to 45 minutes. It's audio only. 45 minutes, maybe an hour. When I did my baseball preview show, do you know how long it was? I did a whole season preview show for that baseball season coming up.
Wow,
2
3
hours.
hours.
3.5 hours.
Jeez. Hey, you did a whole BAM Sports on, was it Tuesday by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be. I don't know how I could. I don't think I could do that. That'd be
I just
really
talked.
tough to. Yeah.
I just got stoned and kept talking.
Crack jokes. Ha ha ha. High five.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Shannon
You
says that he loves to watch me pick Dallas. He said it has to hurt as much as that beef fizz drink last week. Yeah, it sucks. I don't know which one's worse. I don't know if I'd rather drink another shitty Cheryl or if it meant the Cowboys lose. Oh, that's tough. I think I'd take the shitty Cheryl.
It doesn't feel right on your tongue, right? Like not the shitty Cheryl, but that probably doesn't either. But just saying, I think the Cowboys win this one.
After 3 of those, he's like, "Oh, actually, yeah, it's by the third one down. It's like,
it's an acquired taste."
Yeah, it's like, he's like, when he turns the camera off, he goes
burn
back
my
and-
tongue with a soldering
like,
iron
makes it-
beforehand.
The Patriots at the New York Football Jets. Man, give me the
Yeah.
Jets.
No, Zappy isn't starting.
It's back to Mac.
Is that okay? Which is interesting because I think it's one of those things where the coaches know something that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that performance, it seemed like, oh my God, Zappy is the guy. But they're like, no.
He threw three
know way more.
interceptions, I think.
Did he throw 2 more interceptions?
The Bears were +3 that game, and they gave up an interception on a bullshit tipped ball.
I know, right? I know Zappy had 1 interception like in the first drive or whatever, but dude, he looked, God, so many of his, like the first opening drive.
That bomb he threw to Myers, like that's
Dude,
that's talent.
whoa.
That is talent. That's arm talent.
Plus, like, how cool is it having a quarterback named Zappy?
Zappy
was
just
your
zips
number
it in
3?
there.
Who was your
Sounds
number
like-
3?
Who was the number
And
2?
now- Hoyer.
Hoyer.
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like he's old enough to drink at a bar.
No.
So what do you guys have? Do you guys have New England or do you have the Jets?
This one's tough. Because I mean I know it's going to be a huge blow for them to be without Breece Hall.
It is. They did just trade for James Robinson, though.
They did, but is he?
He's
is
not
he
gonna-
actually playing this week?
They say he's
'Cause I thought
not
he was
going to
hurt.
be like a big.
Right,
he's
it'll
not-
take him
it's
a
not like
week.
he's the starter.
Also,
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and say it now. Start Michael Carter. It's his
Yeah.
show for at least a week.
Tom says Elijah Moore has a breakout game this week. That's a bold prediction. Are they
I like
playing
it.
in New York or New England?
In New York.
Oh, it's tough. Although, to the Jets' credit, their defense has also looked a lot better than
It's all the Jets defense, on
Yeah.
that team. Because I'm like the biggest unbeliever with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
can
take
get
no
the
faith in
Patriots.
him. You're
I'm going to take the Patriots. Yeah.
Pittsburgh at Philly. Give me the Eagles. That's a no-brainer, right?
I
Eagles.
felt like I was really close with last week picking Pittsburgh as my underdog
Yeah.
pick of the week. Didn't happen. I get it, but like
Eh,
I deserve to pat myself on my shoulder.
you're close. You were close.
Oh,
Okay,
close.
Austin.
Yeah, it's
New
in
Jersey.
Jersey.
They
It's in
technically
New
play in New
Jersey,
Jersey.
East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York only has one team. It's
New York.
New York.
Yeah, but no, give me the Eagles next.
Yeah. Tennessee at Houston. Tickets as low as $15.
God, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Give me Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's a game that I'm not really interested in.
No.
Sorry, Rob.
It's like picking out socks.
What do you got, Danny? Tennessee, Houston.
Tennessee.
Underdog pick.
But
Houston,
yeah,
right there.
I want an underdog pick this week. I haven't really picked one yet. And I'm running out of choices because we only got like 3 games left. So I feel like I want to switch something up a little bit. I don't know.
So you there's going to be an underdog.
Oh,
Washington
I do.
at Indy. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I got an underdog pick.
Yep.
I've got an underdog pick too.
Washington at Indy. This is Matt Ryan's first.
God, this has
You
to
know
be
who
the worst
loses this
of the year.
game? America.
Everyone. Yeah.
America loses this game.
Why are they playing this on Thursday?
Yeah, this is a
Thank
Thursday game.
God. Yeah.
Man. I'm gonna go Washington just because they're not starting a rookie.
Yeah. Heineke, for his part, I will say this much about Heineke. That guy is a damn fighter. He's not a world beater quarterback,
No,
but that guy is a damn fighter.
I have liked him for a while.
Yeah.
I think that he's, got more of a like a Chase Daniel type career where he just comes in and he plays 3 games and he's really good for those 3 games. Well, you get to 4th game, that's when it all falls.
Well, wasn't he like the starter for them like most of last year? And then he came in as
I think it was starter for, I'd say like
the majority of the year.
Majority of the year.
But I remember
hey,
the year prior to that, with when Alex Smith was on his way out the door, he came in and almost beat the Buccaneers in the first, like the year that they won the Super Bowl.
It's true.
Almost beat the Buccaneers.
It could be a fun game in this. I mean, it probably won't be, but the fact that both teams have a new quarterback, because
it'll be interesting to watch.
That could be, might be a different game than we all expect. But
So he did start 16 games, or he played 16 games last year. So it was the
Yeah.
majority of the season.
the bar is very low for that team.
Yeah.
So it's not going to take a lot to beat our
Yeah.
expectations for. the
Like I
Colts.
said, I'm
Give me-
just going Washington just because the rookie versus Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
I think that's the determining factor.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Tom
think?
asked
You going
who does
Colts?
better this week.
Yeah.
Pierce or Henry. I'm gonna say Henry.
Yep.
Pierce. I like Damian Pierce a lot.
Mhm.
I think he's a fantastic running back.
I got Henry on my fantasy team, so.
Oh yeah. I
I don't know
get
why
it.
for like
I
for a
agree.
split second. Oh, well, yeah. I'm sorry. For a second, I thought that he was. My mind went totally blank here. For a second, I thought he had a fantasy question about who has a better fantasy week, Alec Pierce or Derrick Henry.
Oh no.
If we're talking running backs, I think that Damian Pierce probably has a better fantasy. I don't know.
I think it's
'Cause-
going to be a good week to start a running back from one of those teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I would say Derrick Henry because I feel like the Titans will probably be up over them and can pretty much just get a bunch of garbage yards with Derrick Henry.
That's
But I don't know.
true.
You're splitting hairs. It's tough.
Colts have more
Anyway.
talent, but Heineke has the experience, is what Tom
Agreed.
says, and that's
That's spot on.
right where I'm sitting. Give
I don't know-
Ellinger a few
I don't think that's like a
weeks.
1-to-1 like ratio of gameplay though. It's like
Yeah.
Heineke does have more experience, but as
And his
He
weapons
couldn't
aren't
beat out
trash.
Carson Wentz.
Mhm.
Well,
That's true. He
yeah,
does
but
have some good weapons. And Terry McLaurin had a really good season with Taylor Heineke last year, as
Yeah.
did Antonio Gibson. So,
their weapons aren't trash.
no. San Francisco at the Rams. This is
This
probably the first big game for McCaffrey.
I hope this
Yeah.
is a televised game because
It's
that's
it should be. It's the
big.
3:25 on Fox. Actually, the next game is going to probably be the televised game.
the game. I think it is
Yeah.
actually.
And the Niners are without Debo Samuel this week, which sucks for
true.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, sucks for a lot of people.
Could be a breakout game for CMC though.
Yeah, or Brandon. Well, or maybe Brandon Ayuk.
I would
Hopefully
like
George
that.
Kittle.
I would like that
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take San Francisco just because of Los Angeles's offensive line.
Mhm.
Yeah, I said this the last time that these two teams played. I think that regardless, both teams at full health, I like how I dislike how outside of Cooper Kupp, how the Rams offensive pieces match up against the Niners defense more than I do dislike the Niners offensive pieces matching up against the Rams defense. 49ers running backs.
are always
Yeah, no.
Christian McCaffrey just became the best player in football.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
he's a systems RB. He goes to the Niners. He's like, oh no, like
Yeah.
everyone sucks here. Like,
The system is
just running back purgatory. Go to the Niners.
Yeah. Now give me the Niners. I think they sweep the Rams.
I do too.
I'm going Niners too.
This is the game I think will be the televised game.
Yes.
Giants at Seattle Seahawks.
And I think I'm cheating making this my underdog like game because I'm a Seahawks fan, but I am picking the Seahawks in this game.
I am too.
This is
Yeah.
my,
And
this is my upset.
I'm not a
pick.
Seahawks fan, but this was my game that I was thinking would be like a good underdog special.
Yeah,
It's
because
in New York, right? No, because
no,
the
it's
other
in
game's
Seattle.
in New York. Yeah,
It's in Seattle.
yeah.
And this is so. Tom, I'd mentioned I wanted to come back to your point there about the Seahawks defense. I feel like they've slowly started to kind of gel a little bit more
Absolutely.
these past couple of weeks.
They've looked good.
Absolutely.
So
And,
tell me in betting, the minus is the favored team.
Correct.
So actually, this is not an underdog pick.
Oh,
because
really?
Right now, the spread is -3 for the Seahawks, and the money line is -165.
Get the fuck
Oh,
out
wow.
of here.
Yep.
Wow.
That is wild. Okay, well, do I have to find another team? Like I gotta go back for
No, I'm still
Yeah.
like
I'm still
Whatever,
picking the
I think-
Seahawks on this one.
I'm picking the Seahawks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got the Seahawks winning this one. I think that it's no surprise now that their offense has been a lot better than everybody
Dude,
suspected.
and now Walker is just a freaking animal.
he is
Oh,
an
yeah.
absolute freak.
Yeah. So
I love him.
and DK might be playing, but DK and Tyler Lockett also might be out.
True.
So it could be like, oh my
But-
god, DK's gonna play, or
I was
DK could be out and
surprised.
Tyler Lockett.
I was very pleasantly surprised with Marquise Goodwin this
Yeah,
last game.
He
Yeah.
always has like 1 or 2 good games a year, and I like it.
Oh, the guy's like he's a former like track star, like
yeah, he's an
Olympic track star.
Olympic alternative sprinter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic athlete. You know, he's got a sad story, but
Yeah.
that's why I like him so much because I want to see him do well.
I think I mean I don't know. I still feel like they have enough. Like they have 2 really good tight ends, Will Dissly and Noah Fant.
Mhm.
So I think that it's definitely going to suck if Tyler Lockett and or DK Metcalf, especially if it's both. That's going to really really suck.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I'm still not sold on Daniel Jones, and I think that Seattle, especially given how just insane of a difference that they are relative to how we expected them to be this year.
yeah, yeah.
Seattle's always historically been a tough place to play for opposing teams, but I just feel like the 12s are going to rock that place, and they'll continue to rock that place every week, if nothing else, just to rally behind Geno.
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm marry that with the fact that, hey, kudos to Brian Dable, for doing what he's done with this team. I'm still kind of out on Daniel Jones
Yeah.
overall. I'm still not totally sold on him just yet. But yeah, I think
Shannon that says Giants, which I could see them winning, but I think that the Seahawks are going to win. And then also Pete's high on D. Eskridge.
so.
What kind of
Hold
truck
on,
is
I'm
that?
gonna circle back here for a second. Shannon, you said Giants, but Geno Smith is going to continue to impress and surprise. So is that to say, Shannon, that Geno's going to do well, but you're still picking the Giants in spite of that? I'm assuming that's what he means.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and Eskridge, just like Tom said, Eskridge has been pretty good. He's been a good ancillary piece.
2 games left.
Yep.
We can make it. Green Bay at Buffalo. Buffalo's at home. Buffalo has just come off of a bye week. Green Bay is in disarray. Aaron Rodgers just throwing dudes under the bus. Left, right. You suck. Mad, sad face. You love to see it.
Oh,
Sorry,
this is-
Austin.
Makes me happy.
This is just going to be a bloodbath.
I hope it is.
It's
I hope this
Aaron
is
Rodgers on a Sunday night, though. Prime time, he always seems to kick it up a notch, but
Yeah.
I just cannot envision a scenario where this current Green Bay team walks into Orchard Park. Is that better, Austin? Orchard Park, New York, near Buffalo.
Is that in New Jersey?
No. Orchard Park, New York, New Jersey. But I just can't envision a scenario where they walk in there and come out with a win. Not the way this team is right now. They don't have the weapons to compete.
Yeah, pretty much anybody that's played Buffalo this year, with exception of Miami, has run into a buzzsaw.
Exactly.
I think that's going to continue to happen.
The KC game was close, but it was still
Yeah.
almost Canada. You can see Canada from your house.
Yeah.
The Monday night game. Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns.
It's the Bengals. The Bengals had
Yeah.
their coming out party last year against Atlanta.
Jamar Chase is hurt. It sounds like it could be a pretty
It's okay.
end of year.
Which, I mean, yeah, they've still got two very, very good wide receivers. In
Fire up
Tyler
And,
Boyd.
and,
Higgins.
and but Hurst has actually been a fantastic tight end.
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
Like he's really shown up as being in one of the receiver cores out there.
I picked him up on the waivers for one of my fantasy leagues.
No, I'm starting him over Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of have to at this point in the season. You got to go with the results.
But I think Waller's healthy now. But I was like, I'll always start Waller. But then, God, I've been playing with Hurst for a while. I think I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
Really, what you got to do is you got to go and look against their middle linebackers when you're picking a tight end, because that's what they're going to be going up against.
Tom has the Browns.
You would.
Yeah. No, and it was crazy because earlier this year, I felt like there was a couple of times that they started to get Joe Mixon a little bit more involved in the passing game, and he looked pretty good.
He's
wish that
always been good at that.
Well, he got more passes in this. He got a few passes in this last game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I was saying. I think this Atlanta game that they had was like the Bengals coming out party. Like I think they're back in rhythm. They're 100% go even without Jamar Chase. Like I think they're back in it now. They're back where they were last year. Is what I'm saying.
I like them. So that's the season.
Go. Yeah, Who Day.
So we're
My
gonna
number 2 team, by the way.
We're gonna introduce a
Give me
new
the Bengals.
segment.
Well,
at
it's
the end of the
second
show. Wait, first, it's currently no outs going into the 10th inning. Something's going on. It's updating.
Oh, the game's not
6-5.
over? I thought the game was over.
Bottom 10th, 2 outs. There we go. I was waiting for it to refresh for some reason. It just wasn't refreshing. Go Phillies. All right, new segment. Mr. Danny, are you ready?
Yes.
Which image am I pulling up first?
We'll give you my intro first.
Well, yeah, but just tell me which one I got to get ready.
Image 1.
So, what exactly is Danny Gilmore up to these days?
Can he technically sign up for unemployment?
Cannot confirm or deny this, but he's actually given an Etch-a-Sketch and a graham cracker and a pat on the head for being a good boy.
I can't tell the truth from the untruth.
It's time for Danny Gilmore's Cannot Confirm Nor Deny.
All right. Danny, take it away.
All right, everybody. So, as some of you may know, we have some of the most talented reporters and private investigators that go around the country in sports world and come up with the most craziest rumors and allegations that are out there. But we cannot confirm nor deny. It's 12:36 a.m. over here. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to do these as best as I can. So play these on the fly.
Now these
so bear with me.
are just rumors, right?
You're right. We can't confirm or deny these.
Maybe
But
with a little bit of truth to it.
with a little bit of truth. All right. Can I get image 1 there, Ryan?
We
Whenever
pop
you
it
get the
up.
chance. There we go.
Wait, my computer.
Oh no. Just going through this. Right
There
here.
we go.
Okay. So producers came up to Columbia Pictures with a movie deal about the life and trials of Stephen Belichick, how he rose through the ranks as a coach to become one of the more outstanding assistant coaches in all of football. But Columbia Pictures turned him down and said, sorry, we already made this movie. Can I get image 2?
Image 2. Oh man.
You're right.
Wasn't ready for that.
Right. There you go.
That's too funny.
Sorry. Yeah, basically his life there. So,
Oh boy.
all right, let me look through these here. So, there's a NFL had a little investigation going on with one of the refs who apparently got an autograph, or allegedly got an autograph from Mike Evans, which is a big no-no in the NFL, if you guys see. So can't confirm or deny this, but the ref went up to Tom Brady and said, hey, can you get Mike Evans to sign my hat for me? Let's see. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard this. You guys hear that Carson Wentz was speaking at a church?
I did not.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Carson Wentz was speaking at a church, but Dan Snyder put something together to where you weren't allowed to go see him speak at the church unless you bought tickets to the Commanders games. No, that's not the joke, or it's not a joke. It's not there aren't jokes here. These are all rumors. However, if you want to go to confession and actually have a chance to go to heaven for forgiving your sins, you gotta get luxury suite tickets at the Commanders games.
God, which isn't very promising considering they have sewage pipes literally bursting.
Right.
Quite
So,
literally.
right. Basically purgatory.
Yeah.
So we cannot confirm or deny this, but Russell Wilson and Geno Smith had basically a Freaky Friday incident where they were able to trade bodies, and that's why we were seeing the performances from both of these players. Geno Smith. So now you might be wondering, why would they agree to something like that, right? Well, for one, Russell Wilson gets to play as a quarterback who's 6'4" in that body frame. And Geno Smith gets to bang Sierra. So
it's a fair trade-off.
Let's see here. So Tom Brady, in an interview, and I'm paraphrasing, was talking about his life in the NFL, and he said he's, with all the travel and, just the life he has to have once the NFL season starts, it's basically being in the military. So, unrelated news, Antonio Brown has a bumper sticker on the back of his car that says, my girlfriend's husband basically fights for your freedom.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. I had a few more, but I'm just going to finish up with this one right here. Oh, God. Okay. Forgive me for this one. All right.
Oh, no.
We want to congratulate the Pittsburgh Steelers for going 271 days without having an alleged child molester as a quarterback. So I think that's pretty good. It's a good milestone
From
for
the
them.
top rope, man.
Yeah. Keep up the good work, Pittsburgh. You're doing great.
We're all rooting for you.
Yeah, I'm Leather Danny. That concludes this episode of Cannot Confirm Nor Deny.
I don't think we have an intro for that, but I loved it. It was a great section.
Right.
So last little bit here, we do have a final 6-5 Phillies. This is the one
Yeah,
thing I was
thank
thinking about
God.
with this series is if the Phillies can win at least one of these first 2 games, it's their series now. So you got one more in Houston, 3 at home, and then 2 more in Houston. Obviously, you want to win the ones in, at home, but
I prefer they just sweep them.
I do too. I think everybody
yeah.
does. That's it for tonight. It's a little longer episode. Got some had some bumps along the way, but I think it was a great show.
It was a good time, boys.
We'll be back on Tuesday. Well, I will be back on Tuesday with Blake. I think you boys are going to be working.
Yep.
Huh?
We'll be sleeping.
Sleeping.
Yeah, we'll be sleeping.
Which
because
is
of our
what
work.
I should be doing.
Same.
Next Friday, I will not be on because Saturday, November 5th, and we'll post links on the social. My friends and I are getting together, and I stream sometimes down here some video games. We're getting together and doing a 25-hour, 25 because of the time change, hour video game marathon called Extra Life. And what it does is it raises money for the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. Ours is
nice.
St. John's Hospital in Springfield, Illinois. We've raised over the 10 years probably around like 12 or 13, 14-ish $1,000.
Wow.
Every bit,
That's awesome.
every penny of the proceeds, or not the proceeds, every penny, you give me $1, that dollar, 100% of it goes to our Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Wow.
Good deal, dude.
Do you know if we share something on here? Do you know if the audio plays?
Yeah,
I don't know
mean,
how
it
your
should.
computer works.
Well, not my computer, on StreamYard. Tuesday, I'll have a little video presentation then because I created a video for them a few years ago that actually will show where everything goes. It was a really good
Very cool.
organization, really good, fun time. My friends and I, we get really deliriously tired. We start at midnight.
Yeah.
And go to the next midnight because that's just kind of better for us, it feels like.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. If you can donate, the links will be in the description. If you want to come and watch, the links will also be, we'll be sharing them all day. I just wanted to get a plug out for that
Cool.
because it's
Yeah.
something I'm
Oh, that's
proud
awesome,
of.
man.
We've done it for 10 years now.
Good deal.
That is awesome.
But with that, I don't think we'll play any sports games. So this has nothing to do with sports. Esports, that's a thing.
Good cause though.
Yeah, it's great cause.
Very good cause.
It's
Very,
always
very
good
cause.
to try to raise money for those less fortunate, and kids are definitely that.
Right.
But we've got a couple more games. We'll have the games recap on Tuesday. We'll have some World Series news on Tuesday. I know that there's some guest work coming up where we're attempting to get some more guests on the show. We got some big things. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of really good notices and people joining in, and we love to see it. We all like doing this. We do it for free. Share it with your friends. Post the relink video, and thanks.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Tom. Love you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's always fun when we got somebody on.
Yeah. No, you guys honestly add a lot to the show. Like, and just kind of having extra talking heads in the chat there.
Right.
It's it definitely makes the show a lot of fun. So please.
I wouldn't have been able to do Tuesday without having people talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So please, all that to say, like, make sure to share the show with your friends and family. It's only going to make this experience even more fun, for whenever you guys are watching as well. I think it'll just go to further improve the experience. So, but no, seriously, thank you guys. We definitely appreciate the support.
Yep. And with that, we're out. It's an hour and 30-minute stream.
Yeah.
It's a long one. We love you guys. Thanks.
Peace.